Thank you very much. The member for Kitchener Centre.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Well, I'm very pleased to enter this discussion today on amendments to the Ontario Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, Bill 80. If it is passed, these amendments are going to ban the possession or breeding of additional orcas in Ontario, and that would be effective immediately. It would introduce penalties of up to $60,000 and/or 2 years in jail for breaching this law, and it would allow the government to recommend administrative rules for animal care and record keeping for the businesses that do have marine mammals. It should be noted, Mr. Speaker, that Ontario currently does have the strongest animal protection laws in Canada, and we would be the first jurisdiction in our country to set standards of care for marine mammals when these amendments are introduced this summer. So, what exactly are we talking about? Mr. Speaker, these amendments target the size of the tanks that are used to house marine mammals. It also looks at the environmental conditions like the water quality, the noise, and the lighting that these creatures must live with. It considers social groupings and the way that they're handled and displayed to the public. Mr. Speaker, we have heard some of the special features of orcas, and I'd like to stress them again. They are the largest of all marine mammals that are kept in captivity. They range from 6 to 9 meters in length and 4 to 7 tons in size. They can dive as deep as 500 feet or more. They can swim up to 100 miles per day. And in the wild, orcas travel in pods of 5 to 30 whales, although some pods do combine to form larger groups of 100 whales or even larger. But, Mr. Speaker, the practice of keeping killer whales in captivity is considered controversial by many. At aquariums and amusement parks around the world, there are currently 57 orcas in captivity, and here in Canada, we have one at Marineland. These exhibitions first started in the early 1960s when killer whales were captured in their natural habitat. Live captures peaked in the early 1970s, but many theme parks now maintain their populations with captive breeding and artificial insemination. These mammals, Mr. Speaker, are highly intelligent. They're easily trained, and they appear to have no natural predators as they are at the top of the food chain in their natural habitat. They're very social animals with sophisticated behavior, vocal abilities, and hunting skills. But in captivity, we've seen many issues with their health and their behavior. Orcas in captivity can experience dorsal fin collapse. We see this in 100% of all captive males and also with female whales. The dorsal fin, this is the fin that protrudes on the back, is held erect by collagen. Now, scientists with the National Marine Fisheries Service have reported the possible reasons for the fin collapse, including changes in the water bacteria caused by the dietary changes when they're in captivity. They're getting less activity in a confined space, and this is lowering the blood pressure, and overheating of the collagen when the dorsal fin is exposed to air. Mr. Speaker, we have heard of attacks on humans by orcas housed in aquatic theme parks. Since the 1970s, nearly 24 people and trainers have been attacked by killer whales. Some of these attacks have resulted in deaths. This aggressive behavior includes ramming in the water, biting during feeding, or holding a person underwater. Studies of killer whales reveal that this aggressive behavior is tied to confinement. When a highly intelligent creature, which lives in a complex social group, is separated from its family and then faces a lifetime confined to a concrete tank, which does not resemble its natural order, should we be surprised by this aggressive behavior? The new standards of care that we're talking about are based on recommendations made in a University of British Columbia report. It was prepared by a team of scientists led by Dr. David Rosen, who's a well-known marine biologist. Now, we also have a technical advisory group which includes experts in science, industry, advocacy, and enforcement. Mr. Speaker, there are questions surrounding Canada's marine land, which houses marine mammals. We recognize the importance of this attraction in the Niagara Falls area as a tourist draw, and it contributes greatly to the local economy. So it's very encouraging to see Marineland's willingness to work with us as we move forward to ensuring best standards for care of these magnificent creatures. Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi, who said, The greatness of a nation can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Our government is committed to protecting orcas that are currently in captivity, and again, you heard that it's just one, Kiska at Marineland. And we are also wanting to show leadership concerning these great creatures as we move forward with Bill 80. Thank you very much.